guys doing? Looks like a quiet evening. There's no wind. At least I'm behind the shop, the warehouse, where a lot of farmers call it the barn. See, now the wind's picking up. Hey, Raul, how you been, boy? You doing good? It's a good little boy. It's a nice day. I can say that for at least that. So far, it's become a very nice Sunday. How's everybody doing in YouTube? Dave here. I'm a little fat, a little overweight, but I just ate my dinner. At least I ate half of it. There's a lot of food, and I can't mention the name because that'd be advertising. But it's Chinese food. Man, they serve a lot. For $16, they serve a lot of food. I mean, and that bag weighed a lot. Hey, Raul, where'd you going, Raul? This is my farm dog. He's very obedient. He's very obedient. Little puppy. Actually, he's not a little puppy. He's already full grown. He's just one of those short dogs. But he's very obedient. You know that if I'm around the cattle and I give him a certain command, he understands that command and goes over and accomplishes what I normally would not have accomplished, even with an ATV. Here, but you, Raul. Huh? What you doing, Raul? Huh? Yeah. Come here, boy, Popo. Yeah, I spoil him a lot. I spoil Raul a lot. Come on. I'm gonna get up and pick up because I'm leaving the protection of behind the warehouse, the shop, the barn, the aluminum barn. I'm gonna put this thing down in the back of the pickup truck. It's not heavy, but it actually gives me a chance to have a little bit more freedom. Although I would probably trust it there, but I probably wouldn't anyways. I'm gonna put it down here. Right here. Right here, because I know you all can still see me. And I'm gonna call Raul over. Come here, Raul. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Papa. Come here, Raul. Well, sometimes he's in a good mood, and I'll actually grab him and pet him, but I don't know what's going on today. Come on, Raul. Come on, anyway, farm update. Let's start with the fact that yeah, Raul. His name Raul. Just why he was chosen Raul. There's only one specific reason, and I'm not going to mention it here. But anyways, if you look towards the west of Pickles Farms, Mike, put the camera over towards that way, towards the west, right there. I don't think you can be able to zoom in too much because the sun's going down, and this camera actually requires a lot of light. But the watermelons there are pretty much about a little bit larger than a grape. They're very healthy. They're growing pretty quick. Um, we have very good soiled land there, so there's a lot of minerals in that land to help it grow quick and healthy. Um, Unfortunately, the night goes, or the evening goes, the sun goes down pretty quick. Pretty much, that's what I'm saying. It starts to get dark, and it's very hard for the camera to see in the darkness. It doesn't have night vision. This camera is real nice when there's plenty of light, and it's not very good when there's not too much light. Um, what am I talking about? This is the Insta 360 1X2. If you look at your Facebook forums, there's been a lot of questions about this camera in the comparison with the infamous GoPro Max. You see, they're both waterproof. They're both waterproof. You know, let's start out with the basics. They're both waterproof. They both have the single view and 360 view. In the case of GoPro, it would be vlog mode. In the case of Insta360, I think it's just single view. Or yeah. There might be another word for it. I'm not sure. Oh, excuse me. In the case of single view, both GoPro Max and Insta360 1X2 both can only give you 1080p and 440, which is for the 1.1 type of screen. The 1080p is more of the wide angle, which is most commonly used in YouTube. The 1.1 is most commonly used either in Facebook or in Instagram. Although both work fine anyway, but that's what the GoPro Max has, and that's what the Insta 1X2 has. I believe they both have stabilization. The only difference between that I've seen up to now, at the GoPro Max, you put it underwater under vlog mode, which is single lens use, and it looks very blurry. And I have a video on that already previously. I've had almost 4,000 views on that one, where they have questions and try to ask why is it blurry. You know, that's something that GoPro came out with. On the Insta361 X2, which is this one comes out clear, crystal clear. You put that thing underwater and it looks real clear. You know, that's where you start seeing the difference between the 1X2 and the GoPro Max. Both of them you cannot do underwater because of the what's it called, water infraction. Something happens. It wasn't made for underwater use for the 360 unless you put a dive case on the 1X2, which one does exist, but there ain't no dive case that exists for the GoPro Max to put it underwater and you'd be able to see a whole 360 world view of clear scenes instead of having the water infraction line. The stitching line would be very visible underwater on the GoPro Max without a dive case. Now there ain't no dive case for GoPro Max. There's aftermarket ones, but even an aftermarket one, still you can still see the stitch line. And yet with the 1X2, there is a dive case, but you don't see the stitch line. You see a perfect world around you. That's where I see that there's many differences between the GoPro Max and this camera here. Of course, all of you all should know that by now. If you all are the owners of a 1X2, you should have already known, or you should have already taken your camera to a local swimming pool or the ocean or the beach, and you would have noticed it right there and then. But, anyways, those are my talking points about the camera. Today's Sunday. I want to try to relax. I'm going to shut this down early. We're doing well. The COVID-19 is affecting a lot of people, but the percentage of people dying has lowered dramatically. It still doesn't matter what percentage it is. It's a human life being lost, and that's very saddening just by itself. Doesn't matter how old or how young the person was. It doesn't matter what ethnic background he came from. He's a human being regardless. But anyways, enough of COVID-19. The farming, we're doing fine. As long as the weather permits, we should be able to have a successful. Well, we're still doing the onions, so the onions are doing fine. The onions are being picked on time while we wait for the watermelon to grow to its proportion to be picked. Other than that, y'all have a great Sunday. Y'all have a great Sunday. Have a safe one. Maintain your social distancing. And God bless everybody. Not just the United States, but the whole world.